If you're afraid of exploring your own body, if you're afraid to love and give yourself pleasure, then how is that going to affect your relationship with others? Because the relationship you have for yourself is always the foundation of how you relate to others. So there's always going to be some kind of shame and guilt holding you back in your sexuality. Hey guys, I'm Jonathan White. I'm here to help you master your sexual energy so you can manifest your ideal life. If you want to learn more about sexual mastery, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified when I release new videos and go live. Make sure you get my free ejaculation control course through the link in the video description below. In today's video, I'm going to talk about learning to love your body and overcome shame and guilt around your own body and issues with your own sexuality. So in the world that we live in, it's almost inevitable that people develop very negative self-talk about their body and especially their sexuality. Sex is a very interesting dynamic for us as developing humans in relation to learning about it, right? Because on one hand, it's very repressed. People are afraid to openly talk about it, right? And our sexual education is very limited. My sexual education was basically, don't do it, right? And on the other hand, we're bombarded with sexual imagery through the media, through the easy availability of porn. And so it creates this great split in our psyche. And I think most people come to the conclusion that if they want to engage in sex or self-pleasure, there has to be this very secretive thing that they can never talk about and they have to forget about it immediately afterwards. And it tends to cause all this guilt and shame around sexuality. And I'm not saying that people should go out, jerking off in the streets or things like that. I'm not talking about that. I just mean not having this very guilty and kind of shameful relationship to your sexuality, especially in the context of self-pleasure. And again, a lot of men develop this very negative mindset around their sexuality, and especially their original sexuality, which is usually the sexual relationship you have with yourself, how you indulge in self-pleasure, self-stimulation, right? For most men, this is often very shameful. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go on Pornhub for 10 minutes, jerk off really quick, and then try to pretend it never happened, and I feel kind of awkward when I'm around people, especially women. And so again, it creates this split in your personality in that your sexuality is not really integrated with yourself because you feel guilty about it, you feel shameful about it, especially exploring your own body. And you start to develop this negative image of your own body, how you feel about it, and the fact that you feel shameful and guilty around experiencing self-pleasure. And if you're afraid of exploring your own body, if you're afraid to love and give yourself pleasure, then how is that going to affect your relationship with others? Because the relationship you have for yourself is always the foundation of how you relate to others. So there's always going to be some kind of shame and guilt holding you back in your sexuality. In my opinion, sexuality is something that should be free and pleasurable and open, not in the sense, again, that we're like out jerking off in the street or having sex with everyone around us, but just in the sense that there's no shame in it. There's nothing guilty about it. There's nothing wrong with it, as long as it's not harming anyone else, of course, right? So once sexuality is no longer a guilty, shameful thing, this like private thing that you're afraid to ever admit that you do, then it really liberates you. It changes who you are. It becomes more integrated in the rest of your life. For example, if you jerk off to porn secretively, right? And then the rest of the day you're out in the world and you feel kind of weird, you feel kind of guilty, you're a little awkward socially because you're hiding things. You have this weird habit that you know is not great, but you're kind of hiding it, right? It causes this energy of like holding back, this withdrawal, and it keeps you from ever really feeling connected to other people. It also keeps you from feeling confident and really owning yourself, right? On the other hand, if you have a strong sexual kung fu practice, whether that's by yourself, self-stimulation, or with a partner, you're actively cultivating your sexual energy. You're allowing yourself to experience pleasure and orgasm in a harmonious way, obviously not ejaculating excessively and things like that, but overall you have this very pleasureful, conscious relationship to sex and sexual energy. And then you go out in the world and you still are resonating with that orgasmic energy. It's flowing through your body. It's flowing into everything you do. You're not ashamed of it. You're not in this negative vibration state of guilt and like secrecy and holding yourself back, right? You feel very confident in who you are. You feel very expansive and creative. And people are like, who is this guy and what is he doing? Because I want to be around him, right? You have this magnetic energy. And that's what happens when you freely allow yourself to experience sexuality in a conscious way, because it truly is in our nature to be sexual beings, to experience orgasm, to experience sexual pleasure and connection in a balanced way. And so for men who are working to overcome sexual issues like premature ejaculation, a lack of confidence in the bedroom, erection issues, addiction to porn, addiction to ejaculation, all kinds of things, I think it really helps to really have a practice of learning to love your body, learning to love yourself, right? And appreciating your body and all that it is. Our bodies are amazing. Our physical bodies are absolutely amazing. They're works of art. They're very consciously created advanced pieces of technology that we're just kind of riding around in. It's quite amazing, and they're capable of creating tremendous pleasure, tremendous bliss, right? If you know how to use it, if you take care of it. And so I think loving your body is something that everyone should practice. So I'm going to share a tip for you. I recommend every day, or at least several times a week, get naked and stand in front of a mirror or lay in front of a mirror and just hug yourself. Hold yourself and say, I love myself. I love my body. It is a work of art. It brings me great pleasure. It brings me great joy and health and creativity and the ability to interact in this world. I love my sexual nature. I completely and deeply love and accept myself. And just observe your body. Observe the amazing work of art that it is. Learn to love it. Practice your sexual kung fu exercises in a mirror, observing yourself and just finding the sensuality of connecting with yourself. And when you no longer feel guilt or shame, you're no longer too afraid to look in the mirror and totally accept that which you are, then it deeply empowers you. And all of a sudden you relate to others differently. You bring that confidence and that self-love outward, and now you can love others more deeply. You can connect to others more deeply. You have more energy, more confidence to really be successful at what you want in life, because there's no longer this split in your personality. You're like, I'm trying to get these things, but I have this shame and this guilt within myself. So you're blocking yourself up from what you really want, right? So I think that loving your body is a very, very important part of sexual kung fu training, along with your daily practice, doing qigong, breathwork, meditation, practicing your sexual mastery, cultivating your sexual energy. Learning to deeply love yourself and love your body is very important. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're ready to go deep into sexual kung fu training, check out my 12-week course, Multi-Orgasmic Man. This is a complete guide for you to learn how to manage your sexual energy, open up the channels of your body so that you can redirect this energy through your whole body, experiencing full body, non-ejaculatory orgasms and lasting for hours in bed. Find more information in the description of this video. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and leave a comment below. Have a great day, my friends.